Now, sappers are actively engaged in identifying as well as defusing mines in the outskirts of Mariupol, which is the city facing a heavy offensive from the Russian forces. The city mentioned in Biden's speech at Warsaw is currently being defended by such soldiers, putting their lives at risk, along with members of emergency response teams as well, working tirelessly to allay the massive amounts of damage being laid outside the city. Let's take a look at this report.
Members of a Ukrainian specialist explosives unit surveyed fields surrounding the city of Mykolaiv to check for mines in an area recently targeted by Russian forces. Part of the Ukrainian State Emergency Services, the group has been working since the beginning of the war, demining and checking areas where unexploded devices could be found. The supervisor of the unit said the fields were clear, but that since the war began, they had found several devices, not only in the outskirts, but in the city too.
Поэтому мы проводили осмотр на наличие неразорванных боеприпасов, кассетных элементов от реактивных систем залпового огня и входов в землю, то есть от артиллерийского входов в землю артиллерийских снарядов. Не было выявлено ничего.
The unit used to work deactivating mainly old devices, including some from World War II, but is now helping the country deal with the consequences of the Russian offensive. The supervisor, whose family still lives in Mykolaiv, said the world needs peace and those responsible for the war must be punished.
Находили, конечно, мы с начала боевых действий по городу непосредственно каждый день выезжаем и находим приличное количество кассетных боевых элементов, артиллерийских снарядов. Эти все боеприпасы в дальнейшем будут уничтожены контролируемым подрывом. А при нас, слава богу, именно неконтролируемых подрывов и травмирования личного состава, слава богу, пока не было.
Like most Ukrainians, he asked the international community to continue cooperating and enforce a no-fly zone to help stop Russian attacks from the air. While him and his group move on to check for more unexploded devices, some residents of Mykolaiv walked through the empty streets of the city. Many buildings have their windows boarded up to protect in case of explosions.
В данной ситуации я просто рада, что у нас такие защитники, что нам все-таки, может, в какой-то мере не так страшно, как везде. Вот. А так, конечно, это страшно. Очень страшно.
This resident did not expect a conflict between Russia and Ukraine, but she confessed that she was not surprised. She says that for more than 30 years, her husband has been telling her that Russia would never allow Ukraine to be independent, and at some point the war will begin. Ukrainian president on Sunday accused the West of cowardice as his country fights to stave off Russia's invading troops, making an exasperated plea for fighter jets and tanks to sustain a defense as the war grounds into a battle of attrition. Russia's invasion of Ukraine, now in its 32nd day, has stalled in many areas. Its aim to quickly encircle the capital, Kyiv, and force its surrender has faltered against staunch Ukrainian resistance, bolstered by weapons from the US and other Western allies. Zelensky signed a law on Sunday that bans reporting on troop and equipment movements that haven't been announced or approved by the military. Agency report, Republic TV.